I started going through these time warps, and I was going to try and write down what I'm remembering from the time warp, but I kept going back in time, so I was forgetting what it was. Does that make sense?
It'll make sense to certain people. Probably most of the people who watch our channel, it's going to make perfect sense to.
We forget. Did you intend to look like a 70s porn star?
I was going for the look. Do you like it?
You want the truth? It's very erotic.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's very sexy.
Welcome to the
going for.
Two Gaming Dudes doing Hawkeye, episodes 5 and 6.
I guess Merry Christmas too, right?
Happy Hanukkah, Yuletide, all that shit.
This was my Christmas gift. Someone really looked at me and said, Hugh Hefner. And I said, yeah, all right.
I know you're anxious to get into the Hawkeye, but I need to explain why we're not in the studio, why we're in Charles's bedroom. It's the day after Christmas. Mm-hmm. There is a gaggle of hungover, drunk Korean grandmas in the living room. I don't know what kind of fucked up Christmas traditions you people have.
Messed up.
You're a very strange, unique people.
It's very true.
A gaggle of hungover grandmas. So we're in the bedroom with the door shut, and Charles is wearing his porn star robe.
It's gonna be a hot night. So, Hawkeye.
Here we go, Hawkeye. Okay, this goddamn show has just been like this.
Yeah.
The whole time. It started off as the weakest thing.
Can I speak to your man?
I thought What If was absolute garbage. And this, episode 1 of Hawkeye, I thought stooped even lower than that. And I was ready to give up on it. And episode 2 wasn't much better. And then episode 3 got awesome.
Right.
I was like, oh, I get it. It's on
like
an upward
and then
but then it tanked again.
Went like this. Now, I remember when I told you, I said, oh, okay, it's going to do the same ladder again. It'll go 1, 2, 3, drop 4, then 5 and 6. And then episode 5 came out, and I went, shit, I'm never going to hear the end of this. What a garbage episode. I'm so upset.
Overall, I didn't hate it as much as I thought I would after episode 1.
Okay, that is absolutely fair. And also, to be fair, I did enjoy this series. I did like it. I just didn't like it as much as I wanted to. Like, I was really hoping to love this.
Yeah.
Because I actually like Hawkeye as a character. But it was just kind of boring.
Can I speak to your manager?
Well, so let's get into episode 5.
Okay.
This is very ironic because I hate that I have to be honest about that. I liked Yelena. And I didn't want to because she came out of a stupid movie. She's a stupid character done by a shit fucking actress.
Okay.
Her Russian accent is so inconsistent and garbage.
Yeah, it's awful.
Fucking Disney couldn't pony up a couple grand to get her fucking dialects coach.
Or, just get an actual
acting
Russian...
She's just awful actress. But when she came on, I'm like, fuck, I don't want to like this, but I do. And I liked her.
I'm right there with you. I really, she was one of the best characters in the series somehow.
It made me think a little bit. The whole idea of the Black Widows is stupid.
Okay.
Again, and the stuff we talked about, the power, the gauging, turn the power up and down that Marvel does all the time.
Yeah.
This woman isn't going to beat up
Iron Man or
or even some
Thor,
some Russian mafia street thug. She's not going to. It doesn't matter how much fucking karate she knows. You remember, do you know the name Lucia Riker?
Yeah.
Lucia Riker was the Mike Tyson of women's boxing in the 80s and 90s. I mean,
yeah.
Nobody even came close. It's hard. You just have to look up clips to understand how heads and tails above everybody else she was.
She was strong.
And when she had
powerful,
cleaned up the entire women's division in every weight class, I mean, nobody could even come close to her. Like, let's put on a stunt show against some guy. And they went to Thailand and got some guy. Nobody even knows his name because he never went. He beat the fucking piss out of her. By the second round, doctors were like, stop, this is nuts. Somebody's going to get fucking hurt. Yeah. We have to stop. Yelena isn't... Okay, you gotta suspend your disbelief because she's supposed to be...
It is fantasy, but...
Fuck, give me a little bit of reality. Like, give me the Jason Bourne series. When Jason Bourne gets jumped by 3 guys, he gets his fucking ass kicked.
Yeah.
So he tries to avoid those situations, like a smart soldier or assassin would.
Yes, a smart assassin wouldn't jump into the middle of 12 guys and start punching them all. She'd have shot them all from a mile away.
Right. Because they're going to rush you, and they're going to beat the piss out of you.
I'm like, how did you beat 12 guys? Well, I wired that guy's car to explode when he get into it. I was 2 miles away and shot him from a distance.
So, you know...
Anyway, all right, so that part aside, I get it. It's a comic book, and in comic books, everybody punches everybody.
I tried
Fine.
to come up with why do I like Yelena and this thing they're doing. She's trying to, we think, avenge Natasha, or we're not sure, but she's doing something. I'm like, oh, because it's the Avengers. Because it's linked to the last good thing that they did.
Yes.
With this fucking property. So of course I'm enjoying it.
I liked Yelena because her character is so out of place with everybody else's, but like in a wonderful way, that I have to imagine she's a lot like if you got plucked out of your seat here and got thrown into the goddamn Hawkeye universe, and they're like, all right, you're in Hawkeye now. I don't want to be here. Stupid. Hey, Mike, we're going to go fight Kingpin and do all these things. Whatever, I don't really care. You guys want noodles? I want noodles.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, but she is really charming in this movie or series or whatever it is. But
She just-
in that kind of way.
She lent something that it didn't have. I don't know what it is. It was missing something, and she brought it. But I can't tell you what that was.
Fair enough.
A big part of it is that your 2 protagonists, Jeremy Renner and Kate, they're just shit fucking actors that have the charisma of a fucking popsicle stick. Jeremy Renner shouldn't be cast in anything ever. He's awful. He's awful. And Kate, whatever her name is, Heisenberg, what? She's awful.
I don't know what her real name is. I have no idea.
Terrible. Just
She's
terrible.
a great voice actress. She's
Great.
a great voice
Stick to that. And then they have the car lot, the used car lot fight in the car lot. And she beats up these 6 thugs like Batman. But then she can't fight one girl. Kate has to show up and fight her. I'm like, why don't you just shoot her with an arrow? That's your...
Isn't that...
Why are you going to
your
walk up and
thing?
karate? Stand back and shoot her with the fucking arrow. None of it makes any sense.
Oh, man. All right, so that was episode 5, and then episode 6 comes around. Real quick, I want to show you guys all this, all right? We keep our reviews 100% real. I like to have the same thing with the pre-workouts. I like to know what everything is and that they're actually giving me the shit that they're supposed to give me. This is going to do exactly what it says. It is incredibly strong stuff. This is not for you if you go to Planet Fitness once a month and you like wiggle one of the things and then you go home going, oh, I'm so sore. No. This is for people who go to the gym and mean it. It's really strong shit.
Yeah, start with a half scoop, because a full one will send you to the moon.
Yes, it really, really will. But it's not full of just caffeine and nothing. Like, it's got real shit in here. I can't pronounce any of this stuff, but that's me. You probably could. You actually know what this stuff is.
Yeah.
I have no idea what it is. Research it. Check it out. You're going to love it. Links in the description below. Buy yourself a can. You can thank us later. All right, so the end of 5, we get the big reveal, which, come on, we knew this since episode 1.
We suspected that it was going to be
we
Kingpin.
suspect. And hooray it was, and double hooray,
Speak to your manager.
it's the guy. It's the guy. It's Vincent D'Onofrio. He shows up to replay the role Kingpin, which he was phenomenal in Daredevil, and here he comes back,
I can't go.
just slipping right back into that same character again. Like, he had the same inflections, he had the same tone, slightly different on the wardrobe, but the wardrobe still does match the comic, so it works. I liked it a
D'Onofrio
lot.
is legit a sincere,
Yeah.
top-tier actor.
He
Why he's
came
doing
into
this shit, I don't understand. but
well, he came into this to have fun, I think.
for money, yeah, no doubt. Kingpin's always been a Spider-Man villain to me. So it's like,
He was.
Okay,
he was
this is
a
cool.
Spider-Man. He's basically a
He's
New
New
York
York
villain. So
guy, so
Spider-Man,
yeah.
Daredevil, all those things. And his tie to Echo, his tie to the Tracksuit Mafia, all of that's straight
Yeah.
out of the comics. Awesome. I'm glad they could bring Kingpin into this.
Yeah.
And
I speak to your manager?
Why the hell wasn't he in the rest of the series? Why did you save this guy for the one episode in the very end when he could have been in this whole thing and been an awesome build-up to a big... It's like, I felt like the Emperor in the Star Wars movies. Like, you didn't have him in any of the others, you just threw him in here in the end?
I'll be home for Christmas.
What I will give Hawkeye over Empire is that it would have ruined Maya's character arc.
All right.
If you introduced him immediately, your mind would immediately go, oh, he's so bothered. You'd know immediately. You needed to see her connect the dots. Maya was one of the best characters of this series. I love the girl. She was great. She played it perfectly. She was well written, thought out. Yeah. And it was nice to see an actual character arc. So they handled that well. It would have been nice to see Kingpin earlier, but I understand why they didn't.
Okay, that makes sense. I will absolutely give you that.
I was I don't remember much of episode 6 because I have to tell you now, it was the most messed up I've been since college. I mean, I was
You were gone.
destroyed. So I don't remember much. I remember I had a box of gobstoppers, and I was trying to get gobstoppers out. And for some reason, I was singing a Japanese song because I wanted an orange or a red, and I was, give me Gudakara, no Karapakara. Give me Gudakara, no Karapakara. And I couldn't get an orange one out, and that made me bad.
Why did you record that?
Well, and then I fell on the bed, and I laughed about it for 12 minutes straight. And then I could only see out of one eye for some reason. And I got scared, like, oh, what if my vision never comes back out of my other eye?
See, all of that needed to be recorded. 12 minutes. Just
12
one
of me
video.
just laughing.
One video, 12 minutes long of just you laughing in bed would be a great video. We could upload that.
And then I started going through these time warps. And I was going to try and write down what I'm remembering from the time warp. But I kept going back in time, so I was forgetting what it was. Does that make sense?
It'll make sense to certain people. Probably most of the people who watch our channel, it's going to make perfect sense
We
to.
forget. And then that's when you introduced a Kingpin. And I was like, bald fat fuck.
The whole episode was really just one big fight scene because we've reached the end, so you have to get a big karate fight scene. We finally get to see the two archers use all the different trick arrows, which was a lot of fun, I guess.
And they finally solidified the partnership. He says, I have to take care of my partner.
Yes.
And I went, ooh, partners.
And
We
you
talked
get to
about
see-
aliens. And was it weird? We have to go back. Maybe it was because I was... the scene where they're in the apartment, he looked animated.
Did he?
Something was off with the colors, or the lighting, or the saturation. Something was off where Jeremy Renner looked animated.
Huh.
When they're talking about... She's saying, years ago I saw aliens invade. And I forgot for a moment. I was like, fucking aliens, how stupid are you getting? Oh, wait a minute.
Aliens.
Aliens.
Okay, I remember now.
He looked animated. I don't know. It was just filmed weird. It's not important to
no
anything.
idea.
It was an odd technical choice.
I honestly have no idea.
I'm not sure. Maybe I miss...
I'll be home for Christmas.
The only thing that I do remember for the end was Kingpin beating the crap out of Kate Bishop
Yeah.
in pretty much a comical way. You get to see Kingpin be kind of a badass when he takes all of her trick arrows and just snaps them all and throws them on. I was like, oh, okay, that was kind of cool. It's downfall, but whatever. But every time he punched or kicked Kate and would knock her clear across the room,
Why isn't she dead?
I'm like,
Or concussed.
you broke all her ribs. But then she just get up and go, oh, I'm good. And keep... What kind of magic suit of armor are you wearing that the frickin' Kingpin can bat you around and you're fine?
And then he takes an arrow to the chest. And was like,
But you're not gonna
fuck
hurt
it.
him. He's not gonna. He's Kingpin. and
But
her
then
arrow
Maya puts a
suck.
bullet through his head. Does that kill him?
No.
Because we don't see it.
You don't see it. It'll be an Echo. She's getting her own series. Kingpin's probably going to be in it. Kingpin is not dead. Don't be dumb. But if you see the series, you see it temporarily blinded him,
Okay.
and that put him on like level with Daredevil
normal
for a
guy.
little while.
Cool.
But it was temporary. He does get his vision back. Spoiler. Read the comic.
Maybe,
books.
maybe not. They may not follow it.
They may not, but
But
this
they will.
this was the closest follow to an actual comic run than anything else they've ever done.
Yeah.
Like when they did Wanda's thing and everybody was like, oh my gosh, it's House of M, but it really wasn't.
It was House of Bullshit.
And all the other things that they did,
Disgusting
they always veer pretty far away from the comic, except Hawkeye. That is the closest they've ever come to just following it almost page per page. The car chase, the ending with Echo shooting Kingpin, all of that right out of the pages of the comic. So that was actually kind of cool,
Should we be worried?
if you're into that kind of thing.
I think they had to follow it because it's such broke dick. It's just such shallow characters that you really need to follow something that's been well thought out and established already. It would be a Herculean task, just Titanic,
We're saving the holidays.
to try and build something out of these dumb fourth-tier characters. Just stick to a series,
the comic.
a story that's already been written and thought out, and it's pretty good.
Can I tell you a secret?
Don't fuck with it. Just do that.
It was kind of nice to see him not fall in line with some of the other crap Disney stuff that they've done where you start to follow it and then some asshole goes, ooh, you know what would be really cool?
Right.
And in this one, they're like, shut up.
Didn't realize you were supposed to bring
I'm not doing that. We're just follow the comic. This works.
Yeah. So it was nice.
It was nice.
So all in all, even though it was very up and down, it was fine.
It was fine.
I'll be home for Christmas.
I enjoyed it. It's not the greatest thing I've ever seen, but I enjoyed it.
It is-
Hey, and can we have a moment of silence for the two tracksuit bros who were in the van that got shrunk, and then the owl came, and you just know that owl is going to tear the top off of that and eat those people in there, and they're going to be the first like dead people. Nobody else dies in this, you know. Everybody's fine. Little knockout arrows, except those two assholes. They're dead.
I'll tell you a secret.
And Armando, who gets murdered.
Oh yeah.
With an Avenger.
See, look at this. We completely forget the subplot. That's how dumb the B plot was. Nobody gives a shit. It was meaningless to anything.
I didn't care. You can't tell me you cared about that either.
Oh, it wasn't Elaine from Seinfeld that sent Yelena. It was Kate's mom. Mind fuck. Not really.
Don't care. Didn't care.
So I will say it was not the worst Marvel series I've ever seen.
Fair enough. I will say the same. Not the worst.
Click subscribe. If you made it this far, I'm fucking astonished. I'm betting we lost half the viewers as soon as we brought out the gorilla mode. There's nobody that watches our shit. Our fucking pussy ass fans, nobody.
All right. Well, next time I'll come up with a different reason why you should drink it, because it's not going to be for your workout.
If you're
It's gonna be,
gaming for 8 hours straight at night,
take 5 scoops of this.
don't mix it with water. Just dry scoop it.
Just take your Doritos, dip it in there like a
It'll make your
sauce.
dick hard for hours. For when you play with it by yourself, you fucking incept comic reading loser.
It's gonna give you big muscles. You don't even have to do anything. You can just play video games and eat this, and you're gonna have muscles. Play with your dick. Play with your dick, and you'll have dick muscles. Everybody wants a veiny, muscly dick, right?
Even your muscles will have dicks.
Click subscribe, like shit, share it, comment below. Let me know what you guys thought of Hawkeye, and we'll see you in another video.
Oh, God.